What's going on, guys? This is Antonio. I'm back here with a pretty much a deck profile and a tournament review from locals. I entered my first locals in almost about 18 months on Sunday, and it was fun. It was 5 rounds. It was good to kind of play cards in person and get kind of some kind of structured tournament. I went X1-1. I played against Shadal's for round one. Round two, I played against Dinosaur. Round three, I played against Heroes. I lost to Heroes. Round four, I played against Orcus, and I drew with them because I couldn't do enough damage. I won game one, and then round five, I played against Shadal's, and I beat them. I'm gonna probably do a lot more of these because I think it's kind of a mix-up and change. And I'm gonna also start doing more videos, like more dueling vlog videos, because I'm trying to get to top 100 rating before the ratings reset. And then once the ratings reset, I'm kind of trying to still grind to top 100 or maybe even top 10. And I kind of want to keep you guys updated on currently what I'm playing and what my thoughts are on the format and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, pretty much I'll get through the profile and I'll kind of talk about certain card choices that I did pick and choose and how impactful they were, any changes I might do coming up. I'm planning on attending the virtual little YCS Konami's having and probably a few luxury tournaments. So hopefully I get to see you guys there. But let's go through the deck profile. So pretty much, basically, I played pretty much standard stuff. These guys, for the most part, it's pretty standard for the right now. Something that's not really that standard sleeper cutting is the Darkness Metal, but it's just too good when you're trying to OTK them the following turn to kind of summon it, and it kind of helps as an extender. So that's pretty good. It worked pretty well for me all day. No complaints with that. For the Rocket Engine, I played 2 Tracer, 1 Recharger, and then 2 Synchrons. And with that as well, I played 2 Apps of the Router. This was actually fine. I actually have no complaints. I think this is actually probably one of the best ratios, I think. I saw people maybe play this at 1, but I decided to play 2 because it comes well with Saferd. And also, I mean, you want to have at least 1 in your hand, but you don't want to have too many in your hand. You'd rather have extenders. And that ratio worked out pretty well. I played Noctovision, 1 Chamber, and then triple Saferd. And this ratio seemed fine as well. Like I was testing 2 Dragon Maids for a while, and I kind of really didn't like it too much. It seemed to clog. 1 was fine enough because you don't even mind drawing the trap because you can just discard up with Ravine. So 1 actually worked out perfectly. No complaints on that. For hand traps, I played a little bit different. I think some people may be playing this, but this has been testing pretty well for me. So I decided to play it at locals. Was the Gamma package. It was actually insane, like how often this card came up. It was ridiculous. You can almost bait your opponent to kind of like activate Ash or Droll, and then you just Gambit them, and then you just pretty much win from there, and it negates and destroys, and that's really really good. I know people like to play Ash, but also Gamma's a light target, and that helps out a lot. It sucks drawing Driver though, but I didn't draw it too often. And finally, I played Phantasme. I don't really know how I feel about Phantasme. Maybe in a bigger tournament, it might perform better. But at locals, it didn't really perform better because I played against a lot of decks that did not link something that much. So I think in the future, I probably will cut it down to 1, put something else in, 2 other cards. I don't know what they are at this point, but I might test with a build that only runs 1 of these. So just want to play at locals and with like Drytron getting introduced into the format. I don't know how well this card is against them. So I'll keep that in mind as well. I didn't play against any Drytron, so yeah. Next is the spells. I played 1 Dragon Ravine, 1 Blue Sector Launch. Seems pretty standard, I think, now, so nothing to really talk about. Triple War Legacy Guard Dragon. This seems pretty standard. I see sometimes people cut it to 2. I like it at 3 because I like to have as many extenders as possible, and this card is actually insane. Actually, it was one of my favorite cards in the deck. But my absolute favorite card in the deck probably is Chaos Space. Like, whenever I draw this card, I just feel, like, safe. Like, I feel like I get to, fix my hand. I get to pretty much make anything. I can push through anything. Like, it's just it's so good. And when you mill it off of like ruler, it's like a follow up for the next turn. It's like such a good card. Triple quick launch, that seems pretty standard. And I'm still main decking Dark Ruler. I think this card actually might become even better, not against even the mirror, but like against like Drytron. Because like if they open up like Herald and stuff, like one Dark Ruler, and they can kind of crack their board. But you still have to play against um like the other Herald, like the Orange Herald, in their hand. But I mean, you can just Dark Ruler them, and that can stop the perfection on the field. So we'll see how that works. And then lastly for the traps, I just played, two. This card I mean, it was okay all day. I just sided one out going second, but yeah, I don't have any complaints about that. Next, let's do extra deck. I sided in triple twin twister. I pretty much sided this in a lot, especially when I went against the dolls because a lot of them were main decking or side decking super polymerization and to hit the schism too. So I definitely sided these in a lot on Sunday. I sided these in as well a lot. This time's going second. 1 pink and 2 alpha. Alpha helped me a lot to try to clear windows and stuff, and that was clutch because I played against like 3 dolls. I also sided in triple anti-spell. This card was insane. When I comboed off and drew this with combo or some kind of combo, even if they hand trapped me, and I set this, I just pretty much won. Like most decks, I mean, this deck is pretty much you build a board and your opponent tries to break it, and if you build a board and you set this, like they literally can't win. Like you have too many disruptions for them to win, so they just can't win. Also side deck triple droll. I never sided this in this. I never really felt the need to, so it never really came up too often. But I'll probably keep it in because it's with Drytron and stuff like that. This card seems like it should be somewhere in your side deck. And then last but not least, Lancia. It came up, especially against the Orcus deck, but I didn't draw it. It also came up against the Dinosaur deck, which when I did draw it, he had the called by, so didn't really do too much. Now for the extra deck, I played triple Striker Dragon. I think it should be standard at this point. If it's not, then I don't know what you're doing. Also played 2 Sphere. You need the second one. There's so many times where you're grinding and you make the second one, and it's just pretty much like it's game at that point. And like most decks can't play against like a late turn like spheres, and it helped out a lot. Played, of course, these guys, the problem childs of this deck. Don't know how long we're gonna have LP because he probably should be banned, but of course you can't have a dragon deck without these in there. Fiber, I never summoned this card at all. But I play it just in case. People weren't really playing Nibiru, and this card kind of like helps you play through Nibiru a lot. So, standard Romulus, not too much to say about that. Also, I played Quad Boral as well. I summoned that card probably about 3 times. It's just an extender, and some people still don't know what he really does. As far as Link 4s are concerned, I played 1 Appaloosa. Summoned this a lot. There were so many times where I would just combo, and then I would just make this, and it's just like auto game. It just negates, and it's just like game over. And it's a lot to play through. If you play through spheres and 3 negation, like monster effect card. Yeah. And then next card, I played probably my favorite card to go to into the extra deck. Because it's just like it's insane. Like it just does so much. Like the milling effect is ridiculous. The fact that you can summon him back, it just gets you into hot red. It's just I don't know. Probably my favorite card to summon by far. Speaking of hot red, 1 hot red. He did pretty well today. Not gonna lie. Of course, the Savage Dragon. He put in work. And last but not least, Sword, which that should have been the rank 4 or the link 4 spot, but whatever. Yeah, Boar Sword is pretty much the card you always try to make turn 2 because it just goes for game. Yeah, you just like fall into game because of Boar Sword, and it's always nice to play. But all right, guys, I mean that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys like this deck profile, and I will try to keep doing them. I think I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what I'm currently doing in the game. I'm also going to um, try to keep like have these more often. I'm trying to just upload more often. And if you guys have any ideas and things you would like to see, just let me know. I'm also going to try to build Drytron, so I'm going to try to get a deck profile coming in the next couple of days on that as well. But yeah, signing out, guys.